Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining the fourth episode of our Advantages Middle East Family Information Hour. My name is Jeffrey Smith, Managing Director of Advantages Middle East, and today's topic is going to be success centers, something I'm really excited about. Our guests today are Dr. Cara Williams, Director of the very successful and wildly popular Enlighten Lounge in Abu Dhabi, and Karen Sherlaw, Founder and Director of the award-winning Elite Learners Center in Ajman. Both Dr. Cara and Karen are also Success Center's founding directors, and they will speak with you today about their plans to support your children on the Advantages Online program. Before we go forward, allow me to introduce our co-founder and executive director, Gloria Brown, and Gloria will briefly reintroduce you to Advantages Middle East.
Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for being here. We're just really excited to continue to have these webinars and to be part of what is happening here in the UAE with Advantages Middle East and partnering with Dr. Cara and Karen and Kim to be able to bring to you the success centers. But I'll tell you a little bit about Advantages Middle East, which is our school that we are part of in the US. So when your children enroll in Advantages Middle East, you're actually enrolling in Advantages School International, which was founded in 2006. So it's been around for about 16, 17 years. And it was developed by a team of experienced educators, parents, and a very talented team that we're very excited to partner with. And we're very fortunate to be able to partner with people that know the industry and know it well, and they're very supportive of us. They've been around, they're in all 50 states, and they're in 30 countries around the world. And of course, we're fully accredited and recognized by Cognia and the US Department of State. That's one of the things that we're most proud of, is that with being recognized by the US Department of State, is they have us on a list when they recommend schools for the diplomats, for the military. They recommend Advantages Middle East. And one of the two things that we offer is our diplomas. And one is our university track, which is 24 credits. But the other thing that we offer is a general diploma, which we're excited about to offer that for those students that are maybe not on the university track, but maybe they want to take technical classes, or they want to go directly into the medical field, or maybe they're students with special needs that may not be able to take the 24 credit track. So we have an online school program, and we also offer credit recovery program for those for schools that need credit recovery for their students. We have AP courses, and of course we have the Success Center. And something that we're so excited about, that's been a vision of mine for many years. It's something that I've been involved in, with whether it be co-ops or micro schools, blended learning in different ways in the last 30 years. And I'm really excited to be able to partner with Dr. Cara and Kim and Karen to bring the success centers to Abu and Dubai and Ajman. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Dr. Cara Williams, who is the director of our Success Center in Reem Island in Khalifa City. And she can tell you a little bit more about herself first and what she brings to the table, and how she's going to enhance what Advantages Middle East brings to our kids. Dr. Cara?
Yes, thank you so much, Gloria. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for attending today. I am Dr. Cara Williams. I am the director and founder of Enlighten Lounge in Abu Dhabi. I am so honored that Jeffrey and Gloria approached me to be a director of the Success Center. I believe this is going to be an amazing program for children of all ages. A little about myself: I've been in Abu Dhabi for 8 years. Of course, it started with a 3-year contract and you're going back home, but I've still stayed. I don't think anyone ever does one contract in Abu Dhabi. They just stay and stay and stay. So I'm one of those. My background is in special education. My teaching experience, I was a teacher in Texas in the US for about 10 years before moving here. My doctorate is in educational psychology. I taught at the university level here. And then after COVID, I was let go from my position. They let half of us go, actually. And I decided it was time to go for my dream. Since I was 12 years old, I wanted to open a learning center or a school. So I just went for it. And it has been such a blessing to see your dreams actually come true. You never know, like, if the demand is there, or will people come to your space? And it has been such an overwhelming success that I'm always humbled and thankful to the community here in Abu Dhabi. What's unique about my teaching philosophy is I believe learning should be fun. So we currently offer game-based learning, and the same will be true for the Success Center. Children, even teenagers, young adults, no one likes to sit and stare at a screen or stare at a Zoom call for 6 to 8 hours a day. Learning is amplified when you're able to move, like have physical movement and socialize with other people. The more that you can make learning a memory, the more it's going to be tied to long-term storage. So this is why we offer more of a game-based approach and differentiation. We bring the learning to life. So when your children are at the Success Center, yes, we will follow the curriculum that is on the Advantages platform, but our trained certified teachers will also bring that curriculum to life at the Success Center. So if they're working on algebra, they won't just sit on their iPads or their laptops and answer questions all morning for algebra. We'll bring out manipulatives, we'll bring out word problems, real life scenarios. We'll attach the problems that are on the computer to various games that we have. And that way they get to enjoy what they're learning, and then they can go show what they know on the computer for the grading purposes of the advantage of the Success Center. So as you see here on this slide, there is bespoke learning because since the groups are small, between 8 to 10 or 8 to 12 students per teacher, rather than 29 or 30 at a traditional school, we're able to tailor the learning to your student, your child, I should say. We're able to tailor the learning to be more differentiated and individualized, while also giving them the flexibility and socialization that can happen by being in a place with other peers their similar age. So we have the bespoke learning, we have innovative teaching. Since we are going to bring that curriculum to life, we're going to make it more 3D instead of 2D on the screen. We have the low ratios that is mentioned here, the flexibility, and relatively low cost. The price is definitely comparative or competitive with the market. And in my personal opinion, we're actually offering much more than a traditional school due to all of the bespoke options and flexibility that will be offered at the Success Center. As mentioned, we will have small team instruction, so ideally 8 to 10 students per teacher. We will have talented and energetic staff. I myself will definitely be hands-on with the certified teachers that we hire to make sure they are bringing that curriculum to life and making sure students are enjoying what they're doing rather than just covering the curriculum. Age-appropriate activities, so what works for one child may not work for another. We have to definitely look at their ages, but also look at their interests. And then social and emotional well-being, to me, is number one before we even look at the curriculum. So that's why we really focus on what they're interested in, how they can socialize with others. Taking time to get to know each student is the benefit of that small team instruction. So thank you.
All righty. Sorry, I was on mute. Dr. Cara, thank you. Thank you so much for that. And we had a few questions come in, and what we'll do is sort of save these questions, and we'll hold them in a bank, and we'll answer all of our questions at the end. At this time, I'd like to introduce Karen Sherlaw. Karen's reputation is just impeccable in Ajman. She has really helped a lot of students over the last few years with her Elite Learners Learning Center. Gloria and I got to know of Karen Sherlock through the home education community, and she came out to one of our focus groups and shared her vision for education. And she's an award-winning Learning Center director, and we're very, very proud to have her as our Director of Success Center in Ajman. She's currently away and her internet connection is a little shaky, but I did want to, Karen, are you able to get on and introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm here for the moment.
Oh, wonderful, great. Hey, the floor is yours.
Okay. Hi, everyone. So yes, I did sort of fall into education rather than have a career in it. I'm 30 years in the Emirates, and my interest in education was sparked when I became a grandma, and I wanted to have more control, really, in the journey that my grandsons took. So we looked around to see what the options were for them in Ajman, and we weren't really enthused, let's say. And so we decided to do something for ourselves. So we opened Elite Learners, and we got many students through the door. And then we realized that the micro-school environment is not really one that the Ajman government were embracing at the time. And so we were looking for a partner such as Advantages Middle East to take us on the journey of fully accredited education. So that's where we are at the moment.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Karen. Really appreciate you being on today. All right. And one thing that I wanted to mention before we get into our questions, and we have quite a few questions piling up here, which is very good, is that, our whole mission with Advantages Middle East is to make sure that we are making our education experience relevant to the communities that we serve. So here in the United Arab Emirates, we want to make it very clear that we are lockstep with the government in terms of making sure that our programs and services, and some of this is universal, but right now in the UAE, there is a focus on employability, especially for the Emiratis, and making sure that skills such as entrepreneurship, team building, critical thinking are emphasized and made a part of the education experience. And that's one thing that we're able to do at Advantages and within the Success Centers. We have a growing suite of career and technical education courses that students will be able to avail that you just won't find in a traditional school. We have introduction to AI, and we have robotics and coding, and we even have 2 courses on cryptocurrency, financial literacy, and early childhood education, just a wide range of courses to meet the needs of or the interests of each and every student. So we're really, really excited, especially for the high school students, that we'll be able to get them started on their paths early. Okay. So we're going to move right into our questions and open discussion phase. Then we have a few that are already in the pipeline, but does anyone want to, anyone have any questions? Let me see, let's say, got something on my, are there any plans to open Success Center in Dubai? Yes, there are. We're in late round talks right now to get a center open in Dubai. I don't know if it'll be open in time for the start of the school year, but you certainly can expect a Success Center in Dubai in the very near future.
Yeah. I just want to add a couple of things to what Jeffrey and Dr. Carr and Karen have been talking about. One of the things that is really important to us is what Dr. Carr mentioned, is the mental well-being of our kids. So, the kids have all the information they need at their fingertips when it comes to the online learning. And, we're very excited to have Advantages, offer Advantages Middle East to and the platform. It's very engaging. The kids really enjoy it from the feedback that we've gotten. But one of the things that we want, that sets us apart, is what we add on to the platform. One of those things is, for example, Arabic, and for Arabic, which is for the younger kids. And then we have our director of Arabic education here with us today a lot. And we also have assessments that the kids will take before they start their courses, and then 2 more times they will be assessed before the year is over. The other thing that we have added on is eStars. We partnered with eStars, which is gaming for education. And I've used gaming in my kids' education for many years. And so if they're going to game, they're going to learn. And so not only that, when it comes to the success centers, it's the add-ons to that, and the individualized learning and the path the kids take in child-centered learning that we're looking at, that will be setting us apart. And the add-ons for public speaking, and one of the things that we're really excited about is World Scholars Cup, and those events and those competitions that the kids will be able to be part of with the Success Center and Advantages Middle East.
Thank you, Gloria. There's so much that we're going to be offering, and it's really just a great, exciting time for us. So there's another question here. Dr. Cara, this one's for you. Are you having any tours of the Abu Dhabi Success Center?
Yes, sure. Make sure I'm not on mute. I'm not okay. The Reem Island location has been up and running since last year, and the Khalifa City location should be opening within the next 2 weeks. So starting by the end of August, you could tour the Khalifa City location, which will be a villa, and the one on Reem Island is in a commercial building. That one is ready to go. So you can just let me know if you want a tour, and we can make it happen.
Fantastic. That's awesome. Karen, looks like the next question is probably for you. Where is the Success Center in Ajman?
Okay, we are located in Al Jarf, adjacent to Flag Park, close to the hospital and university. And we're in a large villa, beautiful garden, which we make the most of in the winter. So and we are also open at the moment, so anyone can visit for a tour.
Fantastic. All righty.
I have a question for the parents.
All right.
So I was wondering if any of the parents want to put in the chat some interests that their children have. Like, do they have some specific hobbies or activities that they currently do that you would like them to also continue if they take their journey with the Success Center? Such as art, coding, chess, yoga, gardening. Ooh, wonderful. Woodworking. I love that. Robotics, coding, embroidery. Ooh. I did all these things as a teenager. I love it. Okay. Thank you for sharing. This is good to know. I'm taking note of it because we want to tailor our additional add-ons. Well, they're included most of the time. We want to make sure we're taking into account what students are actually interested in and not just making our own list of what we think they like. So thank you so much for putting that in the chat, and I'm writing these down.
Fantastic.
You know, one of the things that I think that we've done as being part of the home education community here in Abu Dhabi is that we have over the years brought on people to teach a variety of things over the years, and we've got people that we know how to teach woodworking and robotics, and of course we've got art teachers and coding, and we've got a great guy that we're talking to about sustainability and how the kids can learn about that. Like Grace says that she loves storytelling, writing her own stories. I mean, of course the kids can write a play in drama, and there's so many things that can be offered at Success Center, and we really want to not just hear from the parents, but the kids themselves, and take them on their journey in their own education and to own that education for themselves.
If I may, we really want the Success Center to be student-centered. We can't drive that home enough, where yes, they will get the curriculum of math, science, English, all of those things, but we also want it to be not a school experience, but we don't want them to be disadvantaged, meaning they don't get the same options that are available at traditional schools. So this is why we're bringing in these extra activities to make the learning more well-rounded. We want them to enjoy coming each day and like have their alarm ready because, I get to go to the Success Center today. That's the attitude that we want them to have when they walk in the doors every day, that they really enjoy coming here and they enjoy learning. That's key. And I love dance because I was a dance minor. So yes, we can have dance.
Oh, wow, Dr. Cara. We didn't know that about you.
I was actually a professional dancer for a little while, and then it was my minor while I was doing teaching.
Oh, wow, okay.
So of course I was gonna have dance or yoga, kickboxing. Like there's gonna be a lot offered. It will be fun, awesome. Trust me. Yes.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
I did ballet.
What kind of?
Yeah, what kind of dance? So I had ballet and modern were the top two. I never went on point though because I started late. But ballet, modern, and jazz were my favorites. And I actually taught like my version of Zumba at the gym after I finished having my children and stuff. Because, the dancing just wasn't the same once I had all my kids. I didn't stick with it. So, but yes, lots of things on this list are part of my favorites. So this is really exciting. I'm excited to get to know the kids so we can talk.
Dr. Cara, I have another question for you that just popped in. It's asking about extra resources for students who may be behind in their reading and math, I guess their grade level. What additional resources do you have to help students catch up who are behind?
Yes, so one part of the learning methods that we use is we make sure that all of the materials are aligned with the student's ability at that time. So we do kind of assess through a quick 1 minute reading passage or something to see if they are at their grade level of reading fluency, because if they're not, then comprehension will be difficult. So we can work in the remediation type skills through a fun game-based way to kind of increase their abilities throughout the school year. So we're not going to just, you're going to come over here and do work that's easier for you. No, we're going to combine the two. We'll give you some extra help to bring up your skills while still bringing in the work that you're working on for this school year, so they can catch up while they continue moving forward.
Fantastic. That is great. That is really great. And I really like what you said about children are going to love coming every day. And what parents can have the peace of mind in that you and Karen have already walked this walk. You're not new directors that are going to have to figure it out. For years, you all have been providing fun, interactive, and productive spaces for kids to come and learn. You've been doing this for years, and so the Success Center, you'll just be building off of what you've already been doing. So even though Success Center is a new concept to the UAE, the people who are running our first centers are people who are very experienced and very successful at doing it. So that makes us feel very, very good, and we're just excited to see these things take off. Are there any more questions? Any more coming in?
Are there any plans to open a Success Center in Dubai?
Okay, I think we already answered that one.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we already answered it.
Yeah, I'm glad that you said that about that it may be a new concept here for the UAE, but we've done a lot of research. We've like I said, I come from the US where this is almost mainstream, and this is a concept that is proven and is successful. And I love that we came up with this, calling our micro school or blended learning, or whatever you want to call these centers, these learning centers. We're calling them a success center because they are very successful. And all of the research that we've done, for not just in the U.S. but other places in Europe and other places, it's very successful. And a lot of it is because of the personalized learning for the child, because of the small group size, and because of the people that we have behind it, like Dr. Carr and Karen, that have been doing this for a long time. So yeah, then we have another question here.
Yeah. Do you group kids based on their grades or abilities? Do you have different classrooms for each class? Dr. Carr or Karen, you want to take that one?
I don't mind. So ideally, I would group them based on the grade levels that they're in, so that they can be with age-appropriate peers. And then from there, we can differentiate what they're learning, how they learn it, and all of the different variances between the students. And we do have different rooms depending on the age levels. So like if they're in middle school, they would be in one room. If they're in high school, they'd be in another. If they're younger than middle school or high school, they would be in a different room. So it wouldn't just be one big room for K through 12. We really want to make sure they have age appropriate interactions with their different peers.
Yeah,
and for the Ream Island location,
Yeah.
I think you only have middle and high school, correct?
Yes. Depending on the demand, we will make it so there's only one or two groups in that particular space, because that one is one large room rather than a villa style with different available rooms.
Great. And I just wanted to add on to what you were mentioning about the clustering kids based on their grades and abilities. Another thing to remember is that the very nature of Advantage of this online is personalized self-paced learning. So even though children may be sitting in a group of students of their own age, they may be at different skill levels. I'm sure Dr. Carr will have lots of group activities. Well, she'll have differentiation. But the kids' curriculum, they'll be able to do it at their own pace, and they'll be working on their own personalized program. So the work will never be too easy or too difficult for children based on what group they're sitting at. They'll still be working at their own pace.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that Dr. Carr did not mention, but she is an educational psychologist. And so she has a lot of experience and to be able to meet the needs of our kids.
Absolutely.
So you want to add a little bit to that, Dr. Carr?
Yes. So my background is in special education with my expertise in learning disabilities and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. So this is why I have a love for interactive, fun learning. You'll notice that children who have ADHD or let's say dyslexia, when you're in a class where you're sitting and you're just staring at the teacher and then you write notes, and it gets really monotonous and boring. And so a lot of the characteristics of their symptoms will start to come through because they're not engaged in what they're doing. And so through game-based learning or interactive, socialized type learning, a lot of these characteristics kind of become less in the front, because they're able to move around and they're able to talk with peers rather than only read the information and answer questions. They're able to hear information auditorily, or they're able to watch videos, they're able to play games with each other. And so their differences kind of fall to the wayside and their similarities and interests kind of come to the forefront. I just really have a passion for helping each person, because it doesn't really matter what age you are, find the way you learn best and continue doing that rather than a one size fits all.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I got another question. Do Success Center students ever take field trips? Do they ever get out and outside of the premises?
For Abu Dhabi, I will say yes. Absolutely. I myself have ADHD, and there's no way we're going to stay in the same place the whole school year. We need some variety and go get some hands-on experience, go interact with each other in a different environment. There's so many cool places to go in Abu Dhabi and in Dubai. I'm sure there's some places in Ajman, or you can take that fun trip to Dubai. They need to experience the culture that they're in, the environment that they're in, and experience it with people that make them feel comfortable. So for sure, we will be taking field trips.
And we have another question here. Can you provide any information on how much your programs cost? And I'll be happy to do that. I'll actually put a link. I can I do it?
In the chat.
I think you may have to do it. We can put a link in the chat, but our program is broken into two different payment groups. There's one for children's in grades 6 to 8 or younger, or grades 8 and below, and then high school is a little bit more expensive. It's about maybe 10% more expensive. I know that for a 4-day-a-week high school program, it's $38,000, and that's inclusive of the online school. So that's an all-inclusive price. And I think for grades K to 8, a 4-day program is $32,400.
That's correct.
And we're gonna put a link, and then we also have a 2-day option that I believe is about 30% cheaper than the others. But we're gonna put all the prices and the pricing options inside of the chat feature for you.
Grace, it's really interesting that you wrote that. My husband was a professional basketball player. Well, I should say he still is. He's actually going to play in Serbia in September. He has a sports academy, and he played in Rwanda as one of his seasons. And so he's always trying to get back to Rwanda, and he did the gorilla trekking. So that's why I'm like, great suggestion. Like, of all countries in the world, you mentioned.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Wonderful.
For the record,
Aziza, I don't think that came through, that link that you put on there. Let me see if I can do that. Hold on.
I can see
Yeah,
it.
it did. Yeah, but if you click on it, it doesn't open. Let me see.
Yeah, it opened for me.
Really? It didn't.
Yeah, it doesn't open for me either.
Really, it didn't. Yeah, can you try this, the one that I just put on there? Wow.
I just see words. I don't see a link.
Yeah.
Those words are someone.
Well,
Let's see,
we'll send
who
the price
asked that?
guides out for both centers.
Darren, are you Kayla's husband? I can go ahead and send that on the WhatsApp.
We have another question in the chat as well.
Mhm.
Okay.
This is from oops, what happened? What happened to my? Can you see it?
Segal says, I came in a little late, not sure if this was covered in addition to the online school, what occurs in the Success Center. Is it the same that is happening at Enlighten Lounge, courses on English and math, or is it more homework help from online school classes? So you, Dr. Kara, you want to cover, that was covered, but you can go ahead and add on to that.
Well, I can speak on behalf of Enlighten Lounge. I'm not sure about the Ajman and Dubai locations. And I'm assuming they mean after school, because during school will be the online curriculum plus the additional extracurricular activities that we bring in. And then after school, we do have, as of right now, we have reading, writing, and math support, which is more like tutoring. And then we're also offering chess and some coding. And then that's the Ream location. The Khalifa City location will also have dance and kickboxing, yoga, and I'm trying to remember what the other one was. Art, yes, like pottery art. So we're gonna have a variety of things that involve more movement since we have more space in Khalifa City. But in line with the entrepreneurial skills that we're implementing with Success Center, we also offer the opportunity for the high school students to volunteer after or even have part-time work if they're old enough to help teach the students who are getting the extra support after school, because the best way to learn is to teach what you know. And we want to give them that experience after school to engage with younger students and be able to show what they know and really solidify their knowledge.
You know, I'm glad that you mentioned that, Dr. Carr, because one of the things that I have done through my years of doing co-ops and doing other blended learning is my kids have taught. You know, they've taught public speaking, they've taught music. So one of the best things that we can do for kids as they grow older, and I say this so much, is as they own their own education, they really love to share that with others. And one of the best ways to do that is to teach the younger kids. And one of the things that I really am very proud of with my kids, I have to say, is that they all five of them have done that, have shared their knowledge with others in teaching in the co-ops that we've had.
This is fantastic. This has been a very, very good discussion. Very great discussion. Have any more questions come in? I'm looking at two different screens here. Oh. Okay. Do any of our panelists or guests this morning have any final thoughts, or anybody any of our guests? All right. Well, I want to thank you all again for getting up on a Saturday morning and joining us for this 4th edition of our Family Information Hour. We hold these every 2 weeks, so please share. We put our information out on social media. We also keep a calendar of events on our website. So please be sure to share with your family and friends and listen out for our next episode. Grace has one more question. Just a thought: would it be possible for a student to join Success Center virtually? I think you're going to find, Grace, that our online program, our full-time online school, provides a lot of opportunities for students to interact with one another. There's a morning assembly every day and live teaching every day, something that's very, very rare for an online school, for grades kindergarten through grade 6 anyway. But the Success Center, I think there's so much going on in the building with the interaction. I think the very nature of it is for children to get together in person. But I'm hoping that the thing about Success Center is they're so small and so easy to open, and we're looking for partnerships now to open more Success Centers around the region and even in Africa. So we certainly hope to open more branches and have more opportunities for students to come together.
Yeah, because the whole point of a Success Center is to come together, because they're already at home virtually.
Thank you. So are we. I love the enthusiasm. Thank you so much. And thank you all. Thank you all for joining us this morning. We're very, very, very humbled and honored to have you with us today. And I'm looking forward to speaking with you soon. If you need any more information about Success Center or Advantages Middle East, feel free to reach out to us. Our website is www.advantagesmiddleeast.com. There's a form on there if you'd like to fill that out, or if you just want to reach out to us directly. You can call 04-597-3150 and ask to speak to Gloria or Jeffrey or Dr. Carr, and we'll get in touch with you.
Will you repeat that number one more time?
It's 04-597-3150.
Oh, she wrote it. Okay. I was writing it, but I had it wrong.
Okay. Well, hey, listen, everyone, have a fantastic weekend. And before we get off, maybe I could just wish Dr. Carr a very happy birthday. So this is our birthday weekend.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much, everyone.